Hello again, my people, friends, fans, and family. It's another episode, as you know, of the Ubiquitous Blacks podcast. And I am me, as always. I'm TeaRon, TeaRon, period. And we're going to keep this train moving with these fresh new episodes and these fresh new takes and a fresh new guest for you here today. Ladies and gentlemen, today I have someone with me that you may not know just yet, but trust me, you can set your watch to this shit. You will be knowing this girl very soon, and I'll be able to say, hey, you remember when you were on the show with me first? Liyannee, are you with me?
Can you hear me? This is Lee. I'm here.
I can hear you.
Okay, I don't know why it was muted still, but yes, I'm here in the flesh. I am here.
Liyannee is a very talented music artist on the rise. Liyannee, tell the people a little bit about yourself before we get into talking our shit like we planned on doing.
Yes, always, and thank you, because I'm trying to use my talent in every way I can, and that's the main way I know how to use it is in my music. And I am a singer, I am a rapper. I have my album on Apple Music, Spotify. Liyannee, Liyanee. That's 2 N's and 2 E's.
Let them know. Let them know. What's the name of the project? What's the name of the album?
The album was actually called Now or Never. That's going to be released. That was released earlier in 2020. But I have a couple singles that I've dropped since then. I got Caution. That's dropped, and that's streaming on all platforms, and as well as Watch Me Get It. That just dropped actually last week. So y'all make sure y'all get that checked out as well. Did you check it out, baby?
How do you expect me to keep up with all those singles and stuff?
Listen.
You see, I'm so damn old. Listen. Like, nowadays you have to do that. You're doing the right formula. You got to put out those singles. You got to be consistent. I'm so old. I'll be like, listening to full albums.
Oh, what? Right.
I'm like, where's the album at?
Exactly.
Or I call everything the album. I call, somebody put out a single. I'm like, oh, is that the album?
That old school, that old soul. That's
good. Yeah. You know what? While we're on it, and speaking of soul, you made me think. Did you watch the Soul Train Awards?
I did not get a chance to. But I've seen, a couple little clips. I've seen some pictures, and I wanted to. I didn't get a chance to though.
I because I'm the same way, especially nowadays. Right now, like the award shows are weird because of COVID. But I watch all the clips online on YouTube after they air. I never watched the award show live because I have work.
like all of us.
People would just be like, "Did you see?" I'm like, "Dude, I'm at work."
Right.
I mean, it ties into the celebration for this award show or whatever, but it had nothing to do with the award show in essence. So, have you seen these videos by DJ Cassidy?
DJ Cassidy, I have not.
Okay, so this guy, his name is DJ Cassidy. I guess he's a DJ. And
that's what I'm assuming as well.
But no, so he does these things called Pass the Mic. But he does them like he does like live streams and shit. But he did one especially for Soul Train. And he grabbed on a lot of artists from like the 70s and 80s. So there was like Lisa, there was like Denise Williams, George Clinton. So, but what they do is all virtual. So everyone's, in their home, and he will start it up. He get you hyped up, and they jam out for like 20 minutes. It's just like hit after hit after hit.
Oh,
and it'll cut. And the next person will come up on the screen, and there's Shaka Khan, and then it's like, boom, there's Elder Barge, boom. And it goes on and on and on. And I was like, man, honestly, it could have been like 2 hours long and I would have never gotten tired of it.
Yes, all that soul, all that old school soul, that good music, that makes you feel good music. Hell yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, this shit is so timeless. I'm going to have to make sure I send you that link so you can watch it.
Definitely. Look, I'm over here Googling him already. DJ Cassidy, he's from New York, child. I'm looking.
And done a few different ones. I think he's done maybe like 4 different ones so far.
Wow.
He did one with like just 90s R&B, so it was like SWV, Keith Sweat, and the list goes on and on. So, but it was it's just really dope shit for you sitting at home, you ain't got nothing to do,
Ooh,
you turn that shit on.
Just start the vibe.
You made me think of Past the Mic when you said just soul, and I was like, oh wait, they did one for the Soul Train, and it was so good. I was like, and then everybody looked so damn good.
Was it good? Oh my god, you said Shaka. I love Shaka. You need to send me that like ASAP.
Let me see. I'm gonna tell you who was on the list and the gist of it, because I can't remember everybody because it was so damn good.
Ooh.
Let me see if I can pull it up. Hold on.
Child, it had you sucked in, and I was over here asleep. Somewhere, not even aware when it was happening, because of course I was probably working on music. Yeah. So you know,
we gotta hustle.
That's hustle.
Let me see.
Hustle, honey.
I'm gonna tell you. Where's it at? Okay, so it was. I'm reading the description.
Look, here. I see it. It's 3 volumes. Volume 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, and then I think the Soul Train was 4.
Wow.
But I was like, yo, this is so good. So it was there was Jody Watley, Denise Williams, Melvin Riley from Ready for the World. So they were saying, oh Sheila.
Hey.
That's my shit. Sheila.
Okay, give it to it. Yes, child. Yes.
Morris Day, Jerome Benton from the time. It just everybody just kind of popped up on there, and it was such a good time. Evelyn Champagne.
Okay.
I was like, come on. And it just felt really good. And I was like, man, what happened?
What happened? We ain't gonna say that, but it's changed. We know what happened. We know.
And I think because you're getting in that circle where you're realizing you have to do certain things or get with a certain formula, like putting out singles and stuff on a regular basis, because that's kind of what is the norm now. And it's like, dang.
It definitely is. And just keeping up with everything is definitely the trend. It's definitely about the trends.
What's it like for you when you when you try to piece together a song, or when you finally get ready to go in the studio? Do you go in there and hey, this is going to be a single, or do you kind of record and then eventually decide, oh, this ain't going to fit on a full project, let me just put this out as a single? What is your process and approaching different tracks?
Like me, I'm on the run with it. I'll be at the grocery store, just listening to some beats, trying to write something down real quick. And sometimes it'll just come to me. But at first, I was more or less always focusing on one song at a time. Now I'm multitasking with songs, and I'm I want to get a little project out, because I feel like I see a lot of people that's super, super consistent. And, you don't want to rush your craft at all. But I feel like I want to put out another project already, even though I just put out one earlier 2020. And I'm already the single's just gone. They ready to hear a whole album. When the next album coming? Everybody always asks, when the next album coming? Well, I'm working on it. And so now I got the mindset of I just want to group. I work on 2 and 3 songs at a time now. I can't just work on one song at a time. So sometimes I get blocks, which I'll get up, a couple hours, book some studio time, go in there 4 hours, and I know I'm working on 4 songs. But if I have a song where I'm I gotta get this song done, it's hot. Watch me get it. I had to get that song done, and it was just hot. And I'm let me go to the studio, get a quick little 2 hours, get it done.
Right. Yeah, and that's honestly the easiest process, I think, creatively, is when you kind of you mean it, when you don't plan it out too much. You don't want it to be overly polished or overly planned. The most you want to plan out is the budget for when you go in the studio.
That's it. As long as you got your dough, you gotta have that dough for sure.
Because you can't don't wing that shit. Don't just be in the studio and come out the next day and then wonder what the bill is.
Don't do that, people. We don't.
Look, I need an hour. What the fuck? Let's go.
Listen, because that shit's not cheap. If you go in the studio, you better be a dope ass freestyler. You better really have your craft, in order, or got a plan. You gotta have a plan. You're not wasting money.
Yep, we better rehearse fully at the house, because don't miss your part when we go in.
But yeah, music's life. Yes. But music's life, as music is everything. I'll be listening to other artists, and I'm loving the little bit of music that I'm hearing out, just be putting out as well. I'm waiting to hear, with the verses and everything coming out. It's just always so many things going on, trends and all that stuff. Like, I'm ready to see this Ashanti and Keisha Cole. Like, what do you think about that?
Some people are just ridiculous.
What do you?
Yeah. I'm gonna take the floor real quick. I just want to express myself here,
Please,
and then I want to know what you think. And if I say anything incorrect, just let me know.
I want to know what you think about it. That's why I asked you, because I want to know. I'm really looking forward to it.
Here's what I don't like. Okay, for verses, I love the idea. I love the concept. I love what it can do for the culture, meaning for people of color, for music and bringing us together in that way.
Yes.
Cool. And then I also love that, it starts at this idea of like, oh, let's battle, but eventually becomes like more of a come together, just a celebratory moment, which is good. That's, all good vibes. What I don't like is what seems to be happening is that around it, viewers, fans and things are getting to be so ridiculous and so petty.
Oh,
it's like, come on. So what annoys me the most, because they're gonna make them memes, especially if you're on Twitter, you could do something 1 second and it's like 20,000 memes the minute after you did it. So Twitter's gonna give it to you every time. So everybody always got their fucking goofy ass hats on because they ready to act a fucking fool every time Versus comes up. So that they did the whole thing with Brandy and Monica. That was a whole thing and that blew up, and people made a whole big old fuss about it. And I'm like, these women are grown ass, old ass women. They ain't beefing like that. They trying to do this Versus. Like, why y'all got to be making a whole thing,
Exactly.
But then, it just seems to me like no matter what, when the Black women come on to do their thing, people turn it into they gotta have dislike for each other, or it's gotta be who's better than this and who's better than that. And I guess the Versus Monica doesn't help, or using that name doesn't help, because it does. You usually use that when someone is against someone else, but we know that's not what it is at the root of it,
right?
But people, it's like, because they did the most recent one was like the Jeezy and the Gucci Mane, right?
Yes, Jeezy.
I'm sorry, Gucci Mane. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Let me say that.
Yeah.
And that was a whole shit show, That was a whole thing.
They ended up having like a little issue, almost kind of like it got a little heated.
Yeah, and people were like, "Well, no, it was staged," and I'm like, "Who's to say? I don't know," but
right.
So there was like that whole thing surrounding that. However, I feel like at the end of it, they got their propers, and people kind of just did casual silly stuff. However, when it comes to Black women, they get on there and people are dissecting the shit out of them, and I don't like that. So you got this whole Keisha Cole and this Ashanti thing coming up. First thing that comes up, motherfuckers gonna say they can't sing. I'm gonna say this.
Right. I'm gonna let you finish. I want to hear it. I want to hear it.
If you like music, everybody ain't supposed to be screaming and hollering.
Exactly.
Everybody ain't supposed to be and all the shit,
Super.
That's not for everybody. It's not. If that's not your lane, it's not your lane
at all.
And then you couldn't find a more cookie cutter, fair, good role model. Don't bother nobody. Ain't start no shit. Ain't in a trash media. Ain't never did nothing wrong. Honestly, should be looked up to as one of the greats in the past 20 years, I think, in terms of what she's achieved. And that's in Ashanti, right? Because even though she's not, coming out and she's not singing like Whitney Houston, she knows how to choose songs that work for her.
Yes.
She's never really, and I don't understand why people dissect the shit out of her. And Keisha Cole too, but and some of the shit's just funny. I'm not saying I don't get involved in and make little jokes and shit too, but
right. But because you don't want to become one of them, people that
I don't take all the fun out of it.
Right.
But
right.
It's like people will talk about every little thing, like someone
anything they can find.
It was like, oh, well, Shanti used to be a stripper. I said, didn't she start out when she was like 17 or something? When did y'all ever know Shanti to strip? She ain't never. People just making up stuff.
Oh,
Just making up stuff. I'm like, come on. And then when they can't, I mean, the girl always been cute, always been fine as fuck.
Always.
And ain't never bothered
getting finer. She's finer than she was back then. Now, the bitch finer.
And I can't say this enough. Just thick.
But listen. She them thighs.
If you ever
don't get me, don't. Because I love Ashanti.
If you take the thing of you know how they had the marshmallows in the jar and shit. If you take that and you mix that, if you take that, you put that in a bowl, and then you fold in some peanut butter, and then you fold in some molasses, and you get some syrup, and you try to stir that thing. And then, matter of fact, you go ahead and throw in some cement.
Listen.
And you try to stir it, and the spoon gets stuck. That's how thick she is.
Thick.
Thick.
Ain't that what they saying? Ain't that what he said?
But you know, that's the only thing I don't like surrounding verses. I'm excited to see it because people do forget how many hits these people accumulate and how influential they are for their era. And I think that we're reminded of that when this happens. Who are you most excited? Who are you leaning toward for the verse?
Number one, let me just say I love Ashanti. Of course, she's thick. She's been in the game a long time. I love Keisha. I love them both, and I feel like people have to understand that they was put up for our verses because I ain't gonna say somebody's seen them as equal, but they are similar in taste. You know what I'm saying? As far as it goes for the audience, I feel, which, they got two different singing styles, but I feel like that, what I'm saying? It was two female artists to put together. But like you said, everybody don't have to scream. Everybody has their own lane that they in, that they driving in. And I'm going to say, I'm definitely ready to see Ashanti. I'm definitely ready to see her, bop to the old school songs, the vibes, that feel good music from back in the day. But Keisha Cole got some songs that I'm ready to bop to, at the same time. So I'm just ready for them, like you know what I'm saying, as two Black women to get together and, reminisce on their music and reminisce on their hits that we love. Because we love them. And we didn't love them, we wouldn't be sitting around listening to this shit and be watching the verses.
Because people be forgetting that they had them CDs, or they was in middle school and they had a little boyfriend and they was singing them Foolish and shit like that. They forget that they was doing that. They try to front. And I'm like, that was you. You was trying to dress like that.
Right. Exactly. Come on now. We are.
I'm like, get it out of here. You know how many people was trying to get that? Remember when Keisha Cole first came, she had that like red and that blonde.
Yes, I do remember. They was already calling it the ketchup mustard on social media, and I said I wasn't gonna get into that. I wasn't gonna be doing that when she had her little mix because she rocked it. She made it look. I wouldn't get that. But she made it look, but she made that shit look good. She rocked it in her own way. But people can't do that. Everybody can't put them two colors together and apply it to their head. See, that was
not. Wait, you remember, because at the same time, around the same era, you remember, because Remy Ma had the black and the gold.
Oh, baby.
Not the bang.
Not the bang. The bang. No, but you know what, Remy? She wore that bang. She was faithful. Wouldn't nobody, and she didn't care. Bitches talked about the bang then. They talked about the bang now, and they was talking about the bang then. And it didn't matter. Remy was still gonna wear her bang, and and now look at her. She looks awesome now. She really came. She came home not being funny. She got out and really did do a change of heart.
Yeah.
and I mean, she was a changed woman, and I love that. But that Bae Yang was serious. That Bae Yang was. Bae Yang. Look, let me stop. But she did. I'm ready to see Ashanti, and she be getting her hair done by I think it's Jonathan. They got the two main stylists, and they be doing hair. They, I think
about
Tay and Jonathan.
Jonathan.
Yes. And
Tay,
Jonathan's the one to do Ashanti's wigs most of the time, and he slays her. So she's
actually
slayed.
I actually met Jonathan a few different times in LA.
Did you?
Yeah. He was doing someone's hair that I knew, and I went the first time because he was doing their hair, and then I met him at a meeting or whatever. But yeah, he's always on the move, always doing something.
Absolutely,
always doing
something. I see they work, and they do good hair. They do great. They do great hair.
Honestly, I probably should have gotten Jonathan's contact at the time because my hair is matted and glued to my motherfucking head because I ain't been out this house.
You know what, baby? All you need is a good co-op. You need a good conditioner and a good shampoo and a good hot oil treatment.
I do. I really do. I need all of those things. But like how
all of those things.
You got to be motivated. You have to be willing to get your ass up, and you got to have something to do it. I feel like, and I ain't got shit to do. I ain't got nowhere to be, so I'm just like, I could wait till tomorrow.
And then tomorrow, 2021. No, I'm just playing.
Yeah. You dead ass though. You put it off like that,
exactly.
And you put it off so much, and it's like, and the next thing you know is December.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. About to be the new year. About to be screaming Happy New Year.
What are you gonna? This is a stupid question, but I'm gonna ask.
There are no stupid questions.
Yes, there are. When people say shit like that,
there are stupid questions because there are. There's
some shit you say to people to not. There's no such thing as a stupid question when you don't know something.
Right.
But if I tell you, hey, don't eat these jalapenos because they really spicy. And then you say, well, is this one spicy too?
Right. Something like
what I'm saying? And that's so stupid. And then that's what you said. Don't ask me no stupid ass questions.
Yeah, because I've definitely done told Bae that don't, why you ask me that dumb question? I've definitely said that before. So I ain't gonna be like that.
What are you doing for the new year?
Why do you play with me so much? For the new year.
What can you do?
For the new year, well, hell, I don't even know. Shout out Louisville, Kentucky. Right now, we are not allowed to do nothing. I don't think no bars, restaurants is open. Get carry out around this hoe.
As they shouldn't be because these fools out here don't know how to wear their mask.
Exactly. Exactly. And, come the first of the year, no, I'm lying. What's it? The 20th? When will Biden be in office? The 20th of January or the 21st?
You can go ahead and go in there tomorrow if you want to.
I wish he would. I wish Trump would just go on and be like, you know what? I'm a head out. I'm a head out because I ain't this shit. Whatever. We ain't gonna say what he would say because we don't know what he'll say. He's unpredictable. So,
say, hey, so I'm gonna go ahead and pack my bags.
Right.
I'm not packing them because
the election was rigged. It was clearly rigged.
I'm being forced to pack my bags, as you know. Sleepy Joe.
That's ugly.
He was over the way, just fucking ugly.
Just ugly. And he's just a hoe. He's gone. He don't mean nothing to me. But Biden is gonna come in this thing and he's gonna shut all that down. What should have been done, he's going to put that big foot down, them big foots, and everybody gotta wear a mask. You can't do certain things after a certain time. Like it's gonna be some restrictions. So I don't know, but
here's the thing. I was talking to one of my friends in London, and I think last month they were on a month-long shutdown, like a month-long, just and not like a whole shutdown, like you got to stay inside kind of thing, but a shutdown meaning like heavy restrictions for a whole month because to keep shit under control. And here we are. The whole Europe was like doing that, and here we are. Numbers just going up. Motherfuckers just laid to the side, can't breathe.
Awful. It's
Ay,
terrible. Terrible.
ay. You know what I think I'm gonna do for the new year? I think I'm gonna do the same thing I did for Thanksgiving and the same thing I'm gonna do for Christmas too.
Yeah. I didn't even say what I was gonna do. We got it. I was getting in so deep to it. Listen at me. Look, I'm not gonna be doing shit because there ain't shit to do right now. But yeah, what you gonna do for the new year?
I'm gonna go to the Kroger. Shout out to Kroger. I know everybody doesn't have a Kroger, but this is the Midwest, so that's what we got.
Yes.
So I'm gonna go to Kroger. But I'm gonna go to the Kroger, but I'm not gonna go into the main section of the store. I'm gonna turn and hit that left, and I'm gonna go into the liquor store section.
of the store. Yes, because honey, child, they stuff be on discount. Yes, honey, because your spirit gonna be like, oh my god, that should be more expensive. Ain't that supposed to be more expensive than that, honey? With all them wines and even the liquor's cheaper.
I don't question it, and I use my motherfucking Kroger Plus.
Yes,
I put my phone number in for my membership, so I can get that discount.
Period. You got to.
So I'm probably gonna get a bottle or 2 or 3 because it's much cheaper to do that anyway. And that's another thing. I have saved a lot of money on not going out and getting drunk because they tax and wax when you go to the club and shit for a drink. And so I'm gonna get me a few bottles. I'm gonna come home. I might cook something, and then I'm gonna watch Netflix, and then it's gonna be the new year.
That's exactly what it sounds like. It's gonna be this way too. Yes.
I don't think people understand the magnitude. You know what we are just going on a tangent here, but I don't think people really understand like how we even know each other.
You know what? They just don't know.
We just got right into this shit. What's your recollection of meeting me for the first time? I want to hear because it's got to be pretty much the same. But you never know what people's. Because I'll go ahead and say we worked together at one point, but we didn't actually work together. We weren't even like in the same department, I don't think, but we worked in the same place. So, you see people and you know how like you just pick up on certain energies. And so some people you just click with immediately. So it's like we didn't have to work together to really get a vibe for each other. It's just what it was. What do you recall? Because that's all I remember. I don't remember exactly what. I just remember being like, I see you, you see me. We cool.
And it's crazy because I know for a fact it's been years now that I've been knowing you. And I literally told my boyfriend, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do this podcast." And he's like, "I've never heard." He's like, "I never heard you bring him up." I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "It's crazy." I was like, because I know him good. I was like, "I know him, but we don't really hang out." I was like, "But I love him so much." And I said, when I met him, he was just smile. He was just so happy. He was just genuinely happy, smiling, like bubbly, like good energy. Like energy is real, and that it just goes a long way. You just always had just a smile on your face, just ready to help me, and you just, I just love me some you. I do. But yeah, we did work together, and we wasn't even around each other, and I feel like we still we vibe.
It was a lot in passing. It was weird.
It was. It's always in passing. It's always, and the love is still strong.
That's a grown ass shit though, because I have some friends that I've been friends with, for many years, but some of us don't even talk all the time. It'll just be like something comes up, but when you kind of reconnect or you speak again, you kind of really just resume. You just pick up where you left off.
Yeah.
So it's like you just pause the conversation. You go into your grown up shit. Some people got kids, some people, are married, whatever, and you reconnect. And it's like you just go from there. And for me, that's most of my friendships because I moved around a whole lot. So I'm just used to not meeting a stranger and talking to different people all the time. But there's only a handful of people that really stick and stand out.
Yes.
Because we had this thing for a while, and maybe you know what I'm about to say. We had this thing for a while where we constantly told each other that the other was lying.
Yeah.
But I can't
remember. No, you started it because when I I was just doing me a little run or two on one of my little songs, and you said something. You said I was lying. You said with your little line. You said, look at you singing with your little lying too. You said something. I don't even know how it started. I don't know. I can't even sit here and tell you. But you did.
But it became a constant thing. So instead of being like, especially like when an achievement happened, so you'd be like, hey, I just put out an album, put out a single, and then it just goes on get on the post and be like, whatever, why you lying? And it's like, that's our way of saying, I see you.
Yeah, just and that's exactly how it started. I believe that's how it started, but it's funny.
That's the dumbest shit. Why would we say shit like that?
And then we thought it was funny. That's how you know we ain't right. We goofy. Just goofy. For no reason.
Even now, motherfuckers are listening like, wait, what?
Lying? What they lying about? She's singing and how's she lying? You know how they
lying.
Yeah, just lying. We sitting up here just lying. Women lie, men lie.
Oh, God. Oh, shit.
Look, I'm done playing with you. No, listen, but you always was like, I just love energy because energy goes a long way. And when you around, I was just thinking like, just with the people you surround yourself with, if you surround yourself with bad energy and people that's not motivated or that not really trying to do nothing new or make any new money, like they might want to think,
I don't like that.
Rethink, and people that just suck your energy and just be negative and this trauma, like that shit is for the birds.
My biggest thing, and I tell people this all the time, especially people I'm close to. So I guess I'll tell you.
Yes, tell me and everybody. Tell us all.
So if you can hear this means I consider you to be close.
Yeah. Yes.
But no, my big thing is, and this is no matter what kind of a relationship it is, so whether it's family or close friends, a partner, whatever it is, my biggest thing and my biggest hang up is I have to be able to have something to cheer you on about. I have to be able to push you to a goal constantly. You got to be creating new goals all the time. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to really achieve anything. Mm. And I want it to be the other way around too. Like I should always be doing something, or we should always be able to push somebody or each other towards something. And that's my biggest thing is if I can't cheer you on about something, there's probably not much we're going to be able to we're not going to be able to be cool. And that's like the foundation for me. Is this my dog barking? She never barks.
Listen, mine's over here being super. I don't know if y'all can hear him. He's crunching on a bone, and he acts like he has to be in my skin. They try to be in your skin, but no, I get that vibe from you just because some people have that naturally, like they have instinct. Some people have that, you know what I'm saying? Just like you.
It just has to be like that's a thing I won't compromise on. If I'm around somebody for a long time and it's like every time I see you doing the same shit, every time we get together, you doing the same shit. It's like that's like my one thing I just won't compromise on. And it's not a bad thing. It's just I always want to be seeing people that I care about doing something. And whether the goal is like you want to get a different position at your job, or you want to move up, or you want to lose weight, whatever it is, we got to have something going on. I don't like people that sit around, smoke, procrastinate, and get nothing done. That's my biggest hang up for people, though. So it helps to have people or know people like yourself when you kind of catch them doing something. It's like, oh, okay. Because that should motivate you to be doing something too. That's the idea.
Yeah, because I've been doing music since you met me, and you've always been like, yes, like I like the way this, I like this, honey. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You've always been like, when we follow each other on social media, we always kept up on social media. And I haven't seen you, laid eyes on you, and I know over a year. And I feel like that needs to change. So we'll talk about that on another.
See, let's blame. We're gonna blame Kobe, even though Kobe wasn't around.
Yeah, listen. Because some of it, I know you be traveling as well too. You do shout out to this man. He does a lot. This man is just talented. Wants everybody else to get it and get it deep in their talents and just be just noticeable. Just shine as bright as you can.
I have to get used to accepting compliments.
Yeah.
I suck at that.
You are, because you're talented as well too now, child. Because
I suck at accepting compliments. I do. But I'm learning every day to be like, oh, thanks.
It is kind of awkward. Like, even when they sing you happy birthday, motherfucker, happy birthday. You got to do it. That's why Stevie came up with that, because happy birthday. That was just
good enough.
That was awkward. We just sitting up, just cheesing.
So, yeah. Let me ask you, because when I knew you before, I don't know, but when I knew you before, when we first met and stuff, because I was a little younger then. A little younger.
Weren't we all?
But as of late, there's almost a change in you, in your whole energy overall, because you've been booed up for some time.
Oh, honey, you say how you gonna do me?
You have, though. You have. You know how, because you've always been one to, like, put your makeup on, get your hair right, dress up. That's always been you. But I feel like you add an extra accessory or some shit. Maybe I
took off an accessory that I might have took off like 30 pounds. That accessory could have been like 30 pounds, and it was a minus and not a plus.
I'm just like, what is this energy? What is this? What did he do to you?
Man, I feel like it was meant to be. You know how something.
Is he music too?
Is he what?
Is he music too?
He's not. He's not.
But he's super supportive, right? I would imagine.
Super. Put a cape on him. Super. He's super supportive. He came with me to my very first shoot. It was actually crazy because my album wasn't finished whenever we met in 2018, in December 2018. And I was still working on my album. And then I had put out my first video 2019. And I was so nervous. He made sure he was just brushing my wig, child, just making sure it was right, just doing everything.
You heard that, fellas?
Yes. You ain't brushing your baby.
I'm figuring it out.
Yeah. If you ain't helping her with her wig, making sure it's not, you ain't the one. You're not the one.
You would brush your wigs?
Listen, no, he was, just making sure.
Did he use the right wig brush?
Yes, he did. Because before the video shoot, I gotta be. I was prepared, honey. I had brought an extra lip gloss, a little bit more foundation, because I had did my own makeup. I ain't hired nobody to do nothing. I had everything I needed: brush, hairspray, in case my hair wanted to try to do its own ththing. Yeah, I was ready.
What was that shoot for?
No Bad Vibes. That was for No Bad Vibes.
Because you always doing stuff, and I'm just like, I can't.
Yes, No Bad Vibes was the first video.
Content.
And then, people have actually been kind of offended. They've been offended that I've been rapping so much, because I have people, they're like, when are you gonna, and I love to sing. I love to sing. And I'm working on some stuff. I'm working
because people who know you be singing.
Yes, they do, and they be like, "We like the rap. I love the rap. This turn up, but like, are you gonna do any more? Or when you gonna sing?" And my best friend, she's like, "I want to hear you. I want to hear some new singing songs." I'm like, "Listen, I'm working on some stuff, and this next project is gonna be super powerful, and I love it." You
just gotta showcase the versatility. You know what I'm saying? Because I was surprised. I was like, "Oh shit!" So it took me aback.
I did. I have. I
was like, "Oh shit, okay."
And my dad, like, at first, I told him I was doing little songs, and I was recording little songs or whatever, and just putting little snippets on Instagram. And bitch, I'm like, I'm going to the studio. Like when I actually made that determination, like I'm not gonna stop trying to record myself. I'm gonna go to the studio. Now I'm back at the point where I've been in the studio and I've had some good process. So I'm about to get some equipment here. And I'm about to start recording here, sending it off to be mastered. I'm about to learn how to mix and all that. Every artist should learn how to mix and really vibe with their music. Because when you in your own space,
you gotta. And here's the thing too that I don't think a lot of people are willing to wrap their mind around. And when I say a lot of people, I mean like here in the Midwest.
This Midwest.
This is specifically for y'all. This is why there's only a handful of us. And when I say a handful, I mean like one handful of us who have gone outside of the scope of just the city itself. Music is such a collaborative work. You have got to be willing to, like you said, send music off, get it mastered, get to know producers, get to know engineers.
Yes.
It's such a whole thing. And people, they keep doing the shit themselves. They keep...
Listen.
It's not going to work, man. It's not happening.
You have to invest in your craft too. People, just as, and that's yes, definitely.
The fuck? That's
you
the
don't
most frustrating
believe in
thing.
if you don't believe in you can't expect no one else to.
I'm the friend that if somebody says, hey, I got a mixtape, you want to hear it? I'm the friend to be like, this shit is trash. Why would you send this to me? Because you got so many motherfuckers that have been held back because nobody shows them how to grow. Not because the talent is not here. There's a lot of people who have been talented, but they get their dreams discouraged because there's not as many outlets in this part of the country as there are in other, major cities. So you have a lot of people whose drive fizzles out. They really are. They're younger and they start, working on stuff, and I guess they just get defeated because they don't think they get to where they want to by the time that they should.
Mm-hmm.
But they spend so much time doing the same routine, and I'm just like, what do you think is gonna? You can't just put shit on iTunes or Spotify and think it's gonna pick up
and think it's gonna go 3 times platinum. You have to, and then it's like we said at the beginning of this, you don't have to plan. It's that vibe. When you vibe and you just let it come to you and you just take it, because there's so many times when I'll record something and it'll sound good and I'm like, you know what, I could do this better. I could do it, and then I can't never do it the way I did it before, and it's like, it burned me. That I burnt myself.
Yeah, can't do that. I think Aretha used to tell people, and I believe it. Aretha Franklin, she used to say when she went in the studio, by the time that they went to go record the track, they would just all be one take.
Wow.
Every time. So like the finished version is the version that they recorded. I was like, damn, that's beast mode. That's a different era.
Hell yeah.
But because you had to sing. It wasn't no, I'm gonna punch this. Let me go to lunch and I'll come back and punch the other part.
Right.
It wasn't no shit like that. You went in there and you did it because the whole band was there.
You
didn't have the, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Everybody had to be there. So you had to organize that whole thing. So if you had a whole orchestra, guess what? You
was gonna be singing.
Come and sing right here. Stand right here. Sing into this mic. and it's just like, I don't know. I've had the hardest time ever, believe it or not. I had the hardest time ever being from where we are from and trying to grow and develop artistically. Because when you're a creative and you really get into your groove, and you may have had moments like this too, there are times where you get into this space where it can be really like depressing or depleting for you not to be able to get that out of you. Because this part of the country is more so Monday through Friday kind of people. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Where they plan their lives out accordingly. There's a timeline. There's school, college, family.
Yes.
I'm sorry, marriage, family.
You jumped right into it.
yeah, death. And I'm just like, no, thank you. And it doesn't work for a lot of people who are like you and myself. Do you ever find yourself in spaces where you have to get away to to make
Oh,
shit work?
yeah. For some reason, like and this is probably kind of sound awkward, but I like to like yes. So I like it might be weird. It's kind of random, but like I have really good ideas when I'm in my car. Like I come up with really good musical thoughts in my car. A lot of my music I write in my car. I don't know what it is. It's actually weird, but
It's the space. It's the space because what that means is you probably had a lot of good music memories in a car, whether it's a road trip or whether it's in a car singing with friends, whatever it is. You probably have a lot of things that associate that space with music. And if that's the case, then that would make sense for why you're so comfortable in that space. You know what I mean?
listen to you just reading me. Sit up here and read me.
Right? So, because I know, like, because listeners, and I want to ask you too, because I feel like sometimes I'm the only person that does this, but I can't be. I can't. Do you ever have, let's say you ride home from work one evening and, you got a few songs playing, but then that one song comes on and whatever that song is, it be doing what it do. And so you dancing in your seat, you snapping your fingers, you singing along. You don't care if you at the stoplight and somebody's staring at you because you in the vibe, right? Have you ever gotten to let's say the part of your song didn't come through. Let's say it didn't get to the bridge quite yet, but you close to home. Have you ever gone up another block to make
to make it worth it? Listen.
So that way you take a longer time getting home. You can't pull up and park until your song ends.
Yeah, because you want to hear it. Yes, take the back way, the longer way.
I waste gas like a motherfucker. If my song come on and I'm almost home, I can't I gotta finish that drive. So I will go an extra block or two, or I'll be like, I gotta get on because you certain music you got to get on the expressway with.
Oh yes, and the one with the drops, them certain drops.
I will pass up home if a good song is playing in the car. So I get it. If that's your space, it makes sense to me.
That is my vibe, and that's so true. Like when you were saying, I'm like, that's probably exactly what it is. Like it's crazy. I'm always coming up with heat in that vehicle and at work too. Let me be at work with free time and with the beat. I'm always, and then boom, I gotta take a call. Just
that's the most
frustrating
my
thing. Dream, killing my whole
is
dream.
That I feel most creative when I'm doing something else or when I'm at work or something. I'll be like, dang, I got an idea. I just I hate a regular standard job. I can't work a normal job. And it's not because I don't like working. I'm not lazy. It's just I can't do it for too long.
Yeah, working for somebody else, building somebody else's dream. Look, I just got mad. Let me stop.
Go off. Fuck. Go off. Go off for a second.
Listen,
go ahead. Tell us
that shit, because that shit's bogus, and people really are hypocrites because they sit up here and they talk all that, and they don't do the walking. They do the talk, but they don't do the walk. I have. None of my know this. Really, I've done I don't know if you've seen. I got into I'm getting into another little bag. I've ordered lots of merchandise, sunglasses, purses, earrings, all types of stuff. I really about to try to sell wigs, some nice wigs. You have to create your own. You have to create different forms of incomes as well, especially if you're gonna be if you're not a millionaire making music, or you're not a millionaire DJ, or a millionaire entrepreneur. You better be having some other incomes coming in, because if that person whose dream you're building, they fall down, or if they they get to their dream and they just don't feel like they want anybody, you out here on your SOL on your what. So I feel like all the millionaires and the billionaires, they got multiple sources of income.
I think most people would be fine working a day job if it wasn't the end all be all, right?
Right.
So even if you aren't, let's say you aren't a creative person or entertainment or music, acting, those things aren't your passion necessarily,
right?
You do like getting up and going to work because that's what works for some people. So if you do like doing that, it still helps a lot to have something else going on. So whether you knit socks for the holidays. I don't know, just something that you can do to help supplement your main income. I think it makes you a way better employee because you go to work knowing that, if something happened or they cut your hours or you got laid off or whatever it is, you go to work with a different mindset because you know that you have something to fall back on.
Yeah.
And I don't think we preach that enough. People talk about college and stuff all the time, but college got everybody in debt.
Here,
and I'm just
because they've been calling me 3 and 4 times a day, child, from all types of different numbers. Biden's gonna cancel them out, and they trying to get their ducats, and they not gonna get them in the name of Jesus.
Hi, this is Sally Mae.
We're calling to remind you about the forgiveness program, child. I don't need it. God already forgave me. How y'all forgiving me when God forgave me? He forgave y'all. Come on now.
So if you go ahead and just pay us $25 a month for the rest of your life, you'll still owe us money. But you'll be
but your kids will have to pay it. They can pay the kids and the grandkids.
No, thank you. I don't have any children.
Listen, right. And me neither.
But you have a puppy.
Look, Mario ain't gonna have nothing to say to them. He gonna be crying, boo-hooing.
But yeah, I'm all about a second income. Whatever is gonna help us create will be better. And get ready for this next year, this next thing, this next wave, whatever, the next wave, literally. If you know what I mean.
Definitely.
And
if people do what they need to do, maybe we can, not have a second wave, but I feel it coming. And they've already, talked about putting us back home again.
I think we are having a second. I think by the time this comes out, maybe we're talking about third or fourth.
Listen, they already was being nasty before, but then y'all know people are still dying and people still want to, wear their mask and keep it around their neck and wear it as a choker when they walk in the store. And I don't understand.
This is what I don't understand in terms of people who are like, oh, this is a hoax. This is this ain't real. This is a conspiracy. Why? That's all I want to ask y'all. Why? And they think, and here's the thing, here's the way Americans are set up. They think every fucking thing revolves around them. So the whole COVID-19, the whole coronavirus has to be because of an election. For us, nigga, it's people everywhere else. Every fucking where else. It's people everywhere else. And guess what? They already in tomorrow.
Yes.
It's already tomorrow for them.
Exactly.
They're already ahead of us. And y'all think y'all come first all the time, that y'all got to believe that that people in Italy are laid to the side in unmarked graves and shit because of an election. For us, you dumb motherfucker. You got to be the dumbest motherfucker in captivity.
Ignorant. It's some ignorant people out in the world.
Why would you think that? And how hard is it to wear a mask? Some of y'all ugly than a motherfucker anyway.
But you know what, though? How hard is it to wash your hands as well, too?
People
should be washing their hands the right way, people. You should be washing your hands for at least 20 seconds, 10 to 20 seconds. No, 20 seconds. You know what I say?
With soap.
Wet the hands first. Soap.
With soap.
Sanitizer is not a soap.
Sanitizer is for after you have completely washed your hands thoroughly. And you could, and I'm gonna tell you something. It's getting to be wintertime out here in these streets for us, and you're gonna be able to tell who been washing their hands or not. You'll be able to tell.
How you gonna be able to tell, baby?
Because you at least got to have that little crust and rust in the corner of your thumb and your index finger. Because that's sometimes that ain't gonna go away in a little lotion. But if you washing your shit. If you've been washing your shit, that's gonna crack. Because I have this thing, and I don't share this with too many people, so I'll share it with just yourself and whoever's listening. So not too many people.
Come on, share it, baby.
But I have this thing when I meet someone new. If I sit beside them, or I'll try to create an occasion where I will sit beside them or stand beside them, like shoulder to shoulder kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do that because I will look in their ear.
What to see if they're cleaning their ears?
Yeah, I'll check for like wax that's like escaping the ear canal.
Yo,
gum.
I am
Because
not staying to
you
play with
know, like,
you.
like a lot of women, they will they look at a man's like nails and stuff, see if there's dirt under there.
Yeah,
First
but
of all,
I
if you
feel
don't,
that though. I've done that before too.
yeah, if it's like if you don't work in a motherfucking car shop or you don't work outside, no, ain't a reason for your hands to be like that. No way.
Absolutely.
It's different when a motherfucking hands are dirty and that's because they get to that money.
Exactly.
If your hands is dirty, but you ain't, what you do? You stand on the corner all day. Then pew.
Listen, you play too much, but that I'll be looking.
I'm gonna start doing that same thing. Checking for wax, and then I'm gonna check for the crease of the hands. I'm gonna check for the.
That's a good idea. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I'm gonna check him.
Start checking people's hands. Why your hands don't got no crust on them? Why your hands don't got no crust?
No build up.
I don't see no build up on your hand. Why your hands looking all smooth, like that's lotion and germs and shit? Listen,
shiny. Your shit is shiny.
You don't use all that Vaseline. Probably didn't even wash your hands.
And then I'm looking, it's like, why this sanitizer? Last time I was over here, this sanitizer was at the same level it is now.
But I will say that Eucerin's good for you got a little itchy scratchy little arm, itchy scratchy neck. They're good. My face is really sensitive, and I use Fenty. No joke. I've been using the Fenty Skin. The Fenty Skin is where it's at. My face is really.
Do me a favor. We're not gonna mention Fenty. Unless, hey Fenty, if you want to sponsor the show, then we'll talk more about you. But that's all we get. That's all you get.
Okay, that's all. That's all. That's it. That's all.
I know you got it.
Listen.
Hi, Fenty.
Well, we'll keep it at Eucerin. That Eucerin is I like that Eucerin.
Hi Eucerin, if you want to sponsor the.
See you.
I'm trying to get some sponsors, and I do like Eucerin too.
Eucerin good.
I like Eucerin too. It don't take that much.
It don't, but it kind of got. I don't really like the feel, but it goes there.
It's expensive.
It is. They want an arm for it. They might not want an arm and a leg, but they want an arm, a piece of finger at least.
If you don't know what Eucerin is, by the way, because we just sit naming shit. Eucerin is they make lotions and like creams and stuff. They do skincare.
Y'all better know what Eucerin is.
Well, they might not. Eucerin's not everywhere. I'm sure it's not everywhere.
Yeah, that's
true.
So
I just gotta break it down. If you gotta spend $15 on a little bottle of Eucerin, do it, because that's much better. Because you can buy $15 worth of a half gallon of Queen Helen's cocoa butter lotion.
Listen, I hate that. Why did we have that? It never was
the
empty.
Gel lotion.
It always
the gel lotion.
Listen,
they said they give them that lotion in jail.
Listen, it is. I believe it. I believe it is.
It's the most watery shit. And I got some. I think I had that motherfucker probably 6 years.
But the thing is, it won't even go in your skin. It won't even go in your skin. Your skin rejects it.
Your pores be like, pooey. Pooey, this ain't no damn lotion.
This ain't... That's what I'm saying. Your skin, my skin won't even. It rejects it. Like it won't even go. I can't rub it in. Lotion. How I can't rub the lotion in? That's awful. Just awful. You gonna make me choke on this smoke? Stop playing.
And that's another thing too. When I'm checking for the cracked web hands, I'm gonna check to see if you're using Queen Helen. I'm gonna know because that shit.
Listen, stop playing. I'm not done playing with you. I'm really.
Oh my gosh.
I hope don't nobody use it no more. I hope no one else is using it. If you use what the hell is that's your business. What's happened? Tabitha Brown, I love her. That's their business. That's your business.
Oh gosh! Wow,
that's funny. He said it runs down. You said what? You said it run off or run down?
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. It's the last thing I'm gonna say about this damn situation. Just because it's a good thing to be moist, but the best way,
moist.
The best.
I hate that word.
Why?
Because I just moist.
It makes me think of cake because I'm fat.
Yeah, I think I think cake a little.
It makes me think of cakes.
Cakes
in vaginas.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say it, but that's what I thought. All in the gutter. What you just say what you was saying.
The last thing I'm gonna say about just moisturizing and lotion, everything. If you want to figure out what lotion works best for you, you got to masturbate.
Oh my! No, he didn't. No, you
this
didn't.
Is what you have to do because you put that Queen Helen's.
Listen, because child, you talking about from your standpoint, I can understand that because if you got that WAP as they call it, you don't need none of that.
Well, I was speaking to the brothers.
Yeah, but
here's the thing. And I'm going to use this to plug before we go. Actually, so we'll see what happens here when we're done, and it'll let me know. But if at any point you were listening to that conversation and you heard Liyannee cut out, that's your fault. You know why? Because what you can do is you can support the show.
Yeah.
Okay. If you want the shit to come together, you want it to be right, and you want shit to sound good, and you want it to be nice, and you want a nice quality stream, for myself and my guests. Guess what? You're going to support the show. And there's going to be a new way you can actually support the show, because hopefully by the time you're listening to this, we would have launched the official website for the Ubiquitous Blacks podcast. And on there will be a donation link for you to support an independent creative, but also help me get some money so I can make sure the 5G is right.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Get into it. Yes.
Hello. So if you didn't hear Liyannee on your end for that little stint there, it's because you should just donate to the show. Any amount counts, but make sure it's more than $5.
You know what? Not more than $5. So what if I go to $7? What if I donated $7?
$7? I'll take $7. That's more than $5.
$7.
That's more than $5. Closer to $10 would be nice.
You know what?
But any amount counts. Any amount helps.
Oh, dude.
Before we go here,
yeah,
Liyannee, is there anything you want to plug to the people, to the listeners? Is there anything you want to share that you may have coming up, or anything you're working on? Or you could just tell the people how to find you as well, if they want to follow the music, follow you, etc. Go ahead, take the floor, let them know.
Yes, y'all. If you have not already got to stream any of my music, it's Liyannee, Liannee. That's 2 N's, 2 E's. I have a new single out. Watch me get it. It's hot. It's new. Get into it. I have a new album that I will be dropping 2021. Early 2021. I haven't dropped the exact month yet, but it's coming. So y'all be ready.
Why did you say it like that?
Listen, you want to hear my little... Hold on. Listen to my little skit. Hold on.
Let me hear.
A little Spanish at the beginning. I'll play y'all a little 45 seconds. Watch me get it. To the money, I'ma get it. I'ma get it. My dog, I'ma split it. And if it's facts, I'ma spit it. Have me up, I'ma get it. And if it's loud, I'ma sit it. Watch me get it. Yeah, that's I'm gonna give y'all. That's all I'm gonna give y'all a little beginning of it. So I know y'all waiting to hear what's gonna be said. So go type that in.
You better. You better.
Listen.
And for those of you who are lazy and you don't feel like searching, I'm gonna make sure to attach all the links that we need to have attached in the show notes. So that way you can follow our guest Liyannee here. And then also, if you don't mind people, party people in the place to be, if you're listening to this, you can hear me. Here's what I need you to do. I need you to be able to get your ass up, go on to iTunes, leave a rating, a review. And if you do, I'll read it on the show. And let me see if I have one. See, here's the thing. I don't have enough to read because y'all don't be doing what the hell y'all supposed to do. When you go on there, what you're supposed to do. See, they don't understand. They don't understand, Liyannee. So when you go here, this is what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
You go on there, you press, there's 5 stars, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You want to make sure you select all 5 of them. Right. If there's anything less than 5, we don't need, keep that shit to yourself.
Period.
Honestly.
Period.
I mean, no, thank you. And then leave a review. You can leave a question. You can just say how much you like the show, whatever it is, and I'll read it. Let me see if I can pull one up here. I read that. See, okay, yeah, y'all listen, people.
Let me see them views.
This is a 2-way street. We in this together. Don't leave me out here by myself, okay? That's all I'm gonna say about that. And you can, of course, always submit your queries. And also, if you want to be a guest on the program, whether you're a Black business owner, a musician like Liyannee, whether you are a inventor or you're an educator, whatever it is,
whatever it is.
Please feel free to send a email to us. You can reach us at ubiquitousblacks@gmail.com. So whether you're Black in Namibia
or you Black in Ohio,
remember, we
are Black everywhere.
Real shit.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Liyannee. I've had so much fun.
Oh, we gonna have fun. When we link up, there's gonna be fun.